Welcome to Vilya's Turkish Kitchen. Today I'll be making Tavuklu Lahana Sarması, in other words, chicken cabbage rolls. This is a dish well known in many countries with lots of variations in the fillings. To make it vegetarian, substitute the meat with nuts or mushrooms. Today I'll be using a delicious chicken, potato and carrot filling. The ingredients you'll need are listed here and in the description. Let's get started. You'll need to grate 1 large carrot, 2 medium-sized onions and about 2 to 3 potatoes or 420 grams of potatoes. Use the coarse side of the grater. After grating the potatoes, squeeze out the excess water. Crush about 5 garlic cloves into the grated vegetables. You can add more or less according to your taste. Add 400 grams of minced chicken to the bowl. This can be substituted with alternative meat such as beef or lamb or mushrooms or nuts if making the vegetarian version. Break up any lumps in the meat with your hands, then add the seasoning. This can be varied to your taste also, but mint, cumin and chili pepper work particularly well. Add 1 dessert spoon each of pepper and tomato puree, followed by 60 ml or a 1/4 cup of olive oil. Add the juice of 2 lemons to give this dish an extra kick and enhance the flavours. Now for the fun part, mixing the ingredients with your hands. Using a spoon just doesn't seem to work as well and it's much more effective with your hands. But of course, if you're a bit squeamish, you can use a spoon. Keep mixing until all the ingredients have combined. Once combined, level the top, cover and put aside for later. Now to prepare the cabbage. You can use any cabbage, but traditionally in the Turkish cuisine, this larger type of cabbage is used, which you can find in many ethnic food markets. We call it lahana in Turkish. Split the cabbage into sections according to how you will be filling them. With this larger cabbage, you would need to divide it into quarters. If you have a smaller cabbage, cutting into 3 pieces or in half may be enough. Remove any damaged outer layers and trim as necessary. Cut out the middle core, which we will not be needing for this recipe. Once the cabbage has been trimmed and the core removed, add about 1½ dessert spoons of salt to a large pan of boiling water. Blanch the cabbage in the water on low to medium heat for about 3 minutes or until slightly softened. Do not overcook as it will lose its texture. Turn the cabbage gently to ensure all sides have been blanched equally. As the leaves soften, gradually remove and place into a colander to drain. Leave the cabbage to cool down for a few minutes before we start making the rolls or lahana sarma. Taking 1 leaf at a time, trim off any of the thick stems remaining, putting them aside for later. Place a spoonful or 2 in the middle and shape as shown. Fold in the sides and roll to seal, much like when making stuffed vine leaves. Place them on a tray as you make them. Repeat the process until all the leaves are used. Unlike when using vine leaves where their shapes are predictable, cabbage leaves come in many shapes and sizes, and you would need to adjust the filling and how you roll them accordingly. Some people like to roll them into very small cigar-like shapes, and others use a small bowl to form a sort of dumpling shape. I'm using the classic way to roll them today. Whichever way you choose, the end result will still be worth all the effort, as this dish is super tasty. Continue removing the thick stems from the leaves, which we'll be using to line the pan before putting in the cabbage rolls. Some variation in the size of the cabbage rolls is expected, however, try to have them as similar in size as possible. All the leaves have been filled now, and we are ready to place them in the pan. First, all the removed stems and any leaves too small to fill are used to line the pan. By doing this, we prevent the cabbage rolls from overcooking at the bottom of the pan. Place them tightly next to each other to avoid them falling apart whilst cooking. Then cover them with plates to keep them in place. Add 1 chicken stock cube to 1 litre of boiling water and gently pour into the pan. The stock should be level with the cabbage rolls. You may need to add more or less depending on your pan. Cover and cook on the lowest heat setting for between 1 to 1.5 hours or until cooked. In the meantime, prepare the tomato sauce. Melt 100 grams of butter in a small pan. When the butter has melted, add 2 chopped garlic cloves and half a sliced onion. When the onions and garlic have softened, add 1 dessert spoon of tomato puree. Blend in the puree with the butter, keeping the heat on low to medium. Once the puree has blended in and has cooked for about 3 minutes, add 1 dessert spoon of dried mint and 1 teaspoon of salt. Add 400 ml of boiling water. Mix to blend in. Add half a teaspoon of black pepper and chili pepper. Then 1/4 spoon of citric lemon or a squeeze of lemon juice. Simmer for 5 minutes, then take off the heat. Check on the cabbage rolls regularly, topping up the water if needed. Once cooked, remove the plates. These have cooked nicely on low heat for 1.5 hours. Leave to rest for 10 minutes before serving with a topping of the tomato sauce. This dish also works well with garlic yogurt. Check out my video on how to make that. I hope you will give this dish a try. The potatoes, carrots and chicken go really well with the mildly chilli and citrusy flavours added. It's a winner in my book. Afiyet olsun. Enjoy. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe for more delicious recipes from Hülya's Turkish Kitchen. Thank you for watching. See you next time.